Well, folks, Thanksgiving is officially here, which means it's time to gorge ourselves on way too much food, pass out in front of the Macy's Day Parade, and try our damnedest not to have a panic attack in the bathroom from being around our families for that long. But before we slip off into that great turkey-induced coma and wake up to way too many Black Friday emails, I think it's time to celebrate the true reason for the season, and that's to give thanks. And also to cook some really weird shit. You know, I've always wanted to do a video like this, telling stories and giving thanks to our favorite wrestlers, personalities, and people involved in the world of professional wrestling. And what better time of year to do exactly that than right here on Thanksgiving? And to start off with this flower-giving parade, I want to talk about a guy who, I'll be honest, if it wasn't for him, this entire YouTube channel may not exist. And that's the man known as Xavier Woods, aka Austin Creed, aka Consequences Creed, aka R-Truth's friend in literally every wrestling promotion ever. He's a guy that's been a genuine inspiration to me throughout my entire career, both here on YouTube and in real life. He is the ultimate evidence that manifesting your own destiny can work. Whether that's becoming a king of the ring, or finding your way onto Wheel of Fortune, or becoming a host on the rebooted version of G4, Xavier Woods has proven that he is a guy who can manifest his own dreams and bring them to reality, which has become a huge inspiration for me in manifesting my own reality. To me, he's always been the perfect example of if you can dream it, you can be it, as cheesy as that sounds. And he's also the only professional wrestler who's caused me to almost crash my car. True story. I think I've told this story before on the podcast, but never here on the main channel for you guys. Yeah, Xavier Woods may have almost caused me to get into a car accident, because one night, me and Blake Tanner, the other fight boy, were trolling around Alabama after a taping of Monday Night Raw, looking for our favorite professional wrestlers. Pro tip, don't fucking do that. That's really creepy. Don't do it. However, we were young and stupid, so we were driving and we were passing this place called the Purple Onion in Birmingham. And I see Blake look out the window and then screech at the top of his lungs, "Kofi!" And I didn't know what the fuck he meant, but I just hit the brakes, rammed my car into the side of the road, nearly crashed into a fire hydrant as we just saw the New Day at the Purple Onion. We rush out of the car, rush inside. Kofi was there with some family, so we didn't want to disturb his day, but we didn't mind disturbing Xavier Woods' day, because he had just started Up, Up, Down, Down, the WWE Let's Play channel that allowed him to combine his love of professional wrestling and video games, which, us being young college nerds that loved Let's Play channels, immediately drew us to Xavier. So I took a deep breath in, and as cool and calmly as I could, went, "Hey, X," when internally I'm screaming the entire time, like, holy shit, Xavier Woods is here. And he goes, "Hey, what's up, y'all?" And I was like, "Oh, you did really good tonight." It was a very polite conversation, but my favorite thing was us bringing Up, Up, Down, Down to him, and how we had always been a fan of it since the channel had started. It was less than a year old at this point. And his face lit up with excitement and seeing this dream that he had actually resonating with other people. Because in addition to building his own dreams and creating his own reality, he also tries to help out his friends in the exact same way. He is the ultimate example of a rising tide lifts all ships, whether that's by allowing Up, Up, Down, Down to feature WWE performers that don't get a lot of time on TV, or to bring on smaller YouTube channels and help elevate them by introducing them to the Up, Up, Down, Down audience. Xavier Woods, to me, is the greatest example of not only believing in yourself, but also believing in your friends. because all of us together can help build something bigger than just one man can. And that's really been inspirational to us. That's why we always like to talk about our own independent wrestling scene down here in Alabama, because if our small YouTube channel can help lift them up, then they can help lift us up, and we all climb the mountain together and reach the peak. It's really inspirational. I'm rambling, but yeah, thank you, Xavier Woods. You are a true badass, and you're probably the main reason this YouTube channel exists. So, thanks, bud. But of course, this is not just an episode about giving thanks, it's about the true meaning for the season, which is, of course, gorging yourself on entirely too much food, which is why I got the WWE Cookbook. It cost me $7 at 2nd and Charles. And, you know, before we get into any main courses or main meals, because I don't want to cook that much today, why don't we start off with something to whet our appetite in the form of Tatsumi Fujinami apple cider. Yeah. Now, as you guys can see, Emerald Lagasse, I'm not really sure how to do a cooking show. I'm fairly sure a one-camera setup is not the best way to do it, but we'll try our best. Let me give you a quick rundown of the recipe. You're gonna need 2 cinnamon sticks, 8 whole cloves, and a piece of ginger, all assembled in this little cheesecloth bundle, which you then throw into a pot of a half-gallon of apple cider, because you apparently need apple cider to create apple cider, I guess. It's kind of fucked up. But then you add 5 peeled and chopped Fuji apples, which is way too many fucking apples, I'll be honest with you. Is an inappropriately large amount of apples. But of course, you have to make sure they're Fuji, otherwise it's not Tatsumi Fujinami apple cider. It's such a mouthful. Why didn't they just do Mr. Fuji? Although I'll be honest, probably shouldn't talk about Mr. Fuji in the year of our Lord 2023. But yeah, so yeah, make sure to add your Fuji apples, and then you finish things off with some sliced oranges and cayenne pepper for some fucking reason. It's not great. It's not a great decision. Anyways, you warm that up in a slow cooker for about 2 hours, and the results are this. I don't like it. Oh, Tatsumi Fujinami. You whiffed it, son. You know, I'm not sure why I expected apple cider named after Tatsumi Fujinami to be good, but it wasn't. It's almost all cayenne pepper. Like, I gave it to my mom to try, and she was like, oh, cool, you made cayenne cider. I'm like, is that a thing? She goes, no, it tastes like shit and my throat is burning. And I was like, cool, Mom, thanks. It's a real inspiration. So, wasn't the best time, so why don't we get back into giving thanks? And unfortunately, this next one's gonna be a little bittersweet. And look, I'm gonna try my damnedest not to make this heavy, because, fuck, it's heavy, but Bray Wyatt fucking rules, man. Bray Wyatt is easily one of the most influential professional wrestlers of this or any other era, and as I've learned over the past couple of months, one of the most influential wrestlers in my life specifically, because to me, Bray Wyatt was a professional wrestler that did shit that made me go, oh, I can show this to normal people. This is professional wrestling that I could show to normies and not feel weird about showing them a professional wrestling thing. Like, I genuinely remember going to different people after the Wyatt family debut and just saying, like, look, I know this is professional wrestling and that's not your thing, but you have to check this out. And I'd show them the entire intro, from his promo to walking down to the ring, the whole chilling introduction of the Wyatt family, and until the actual wrestling part started, everybody was intrigued. And I know wrestling's not everybody's cup of tea, but Bray Wyatt made it something that almost felt like anyone could get into it in some way or another. Anytime I had to talk about wrestling to people who I knew didn't like wrestling, I would talk about Bray. When I got to talk about wrestling on my non-wrestling based podcast, I talked about Bray. In college, when we got to bring in our own texts for different acting experiments, exhibits, whatever you want to call it, I'd bring in stuff from Bray because his promos were so fucking good that I knew no one would suspect that it was from professional wrestling. Hell, I know not everyone's a fucking fan of it, but that Mountain Dew match fucking ruled at WrestleMania. Like, it was something so different. It was something so insane, so buck wild. And for me, like, literally the day after the Royal Rumble, we gathered everyone in Discord, wrestling fan or not, and we're just like, check this shit out. It's blacklight. There's bright bullshit going off everywhere. It's insanity. Bo Dallas is in a creepy mask and he just jumps off and elbow drops a dude, misses him by a mile. Shit explodes. There's puppets. It's fucking insanity, and I love it so much. Because Bray Wyatt was a dude who was not afraid to try something different. He, more than anything else, wanted to evolve professional wrestling forward and create new characters and concepts in a world where the most spooky thing you got was a creepy dead man who shot lightning from his fingertips. He thought, why not introduce psychological horror, something that you didn't really think would work in professional wrestling. And when he was on top for the longest time with the Swamp Bray character, it could have been easy for him to coast, but instead he decided to flip everything on its head and bring us the Firefly Funhouse and The Fiend, easily the highlight of his entire career. And for me, he got to give me one of my top 5 favorite wrestling matches of all time. The Firefly Funhouse match at WrestleMania against John Cena. A professional wrestling match that had the balls to say, what if we did a wrestling match without any wrestling in it? And it's fucking amazing. Like, I don't think I realized until recently just how profound an impact Bray's words and Bray's work and everything had on me until my kid was sick a couple of weeks ago and I had to give her medicine. And you know, little kid don't like medicine, taste bad. So of course she's like, no, I don't want it. It's gonna taste bad. It's gonna taste bad. And I'm like, you have to have it. It's gonna make you feel better. And she goes, no, I'm afraid, because when you're 4 years old, being afraid of nasty tasting medicine is a perfectly valid emotion to have. And I remember looking her in the eyes and say, I want you to look at your fear. I want you to look your fear deep in the eyes, and I want you to say, Mr. Fear, sir, you are a liar. I'm fucking quoting him while parenting my kids. I'm still making jokes about The Fiend on the regular. We've got a bottle of Mountain Dew Pitch Black rattling around in the base of Blake Tanner's car that has now become a tribute we cannot get rid of. It's like the fucking Spider-Man meme. Like, wherever I look, there he fucking is. You know what I mean? And holy shit, that dude was so good. And I miss him so fucking much. So thank you, Bray. More than anything else, thank you. And just know that we are never, ever going to forget you, because I'll be honest, you made it way too damn hard to be able to. Now, I'll be honest, not really sure how to fucking transition out of that. I'm not really sure how to transition from that to, hey, let's make some more goofy food. But here it goes. Baked brie with cranial brine sauce. That's right, fucking cranial brine. This motherfucker fought Okada with a broken arm. This man is putting match of the year candidates in on the weekly, and they named a fucking sauce after him. So, all right, let's get into it, I guess. Starting things off, add a 1/4 cup of apple juice and 3/4 cups of red wine to a saucepan with 2 sprigs of thyme. Bring that up to a boil and add a 1/2 cup of dried cranberries, a pinch of salt and pepper, and turn things down to simmer for about 10 minutes. And please make sure to stir occasionally, and please make sure to turn down the temperature enough, because I didn't, and I'll be honest, I didn't really get a sauce. I just got a shit ton of burnt cranberries, basically. Meanwhile, preheat the oven to 350 degrees and grease up a baking sheet. Place your brie in the center of the pan, contemplate going brie mode for a moment before making some cross hatches with a paring knife across the top of the cheese. 5 1/2-inch cuts one way, 5 the other, and put it in the oven for 5 to 7 minutes, or basically until you have nice gooey cheese. Stand back for a moment and realize that this is far too much work for cheese with some fruit on top of it, and realize, oh shit, we forgot about the fruit. So go back to it once it's done simmering and add a 1/2 cup of chopped and roasted walnuts and take it off the heat. Once the brie is done, pour your sauce over the top, cover it with another 1/2 cup of those toasted walnuts, and enjoy.
How fucking dare you? How fucking dare you taste good? You asshole. You piece of shit. Fuck you. No. You shouldn't taste like this. No.
But honestly, that's enough for me. I want to know about you. What about you, man? That's another fucking Bray Wyatt quote from the same NXT promo. Son of a bitch, he's fucking everywhere. So what about you? Who are you thankful for this Thanksgiving season? Firstly, let me know in the comments below, but for some of you, you may have noticed that I posed that exact same question in a YouTube short a couple of weeks ago, and I actually have a few of your suggestions right here. Miss Mabel Bassett says, I'm thankful for Chris Dickinson. He has the most incredible talent in the business. He has the ability to make it feel real. It's not still real to me, damn it, but when I watch Chris wrestle, it seems like an actual fight is happening, and I respect that a lot. Yeah, Dirty Daddy. Big boy. One of my, I always enjoy watching him when it comes to like blood sport and stuff like that. Dude's fucking violent. And Butt Boy gave us a whole fucking thesis on the people they're thankful for, and I really appreciate it. I can list a few. Shawn Michaels got me into wrestling with his antics alongside Triple H, so I guess DX as a whole. Fucking same hat. I'm the exact same way. I've talked about it before. John Cena is my childhood hero, my Superman, and it may sound cheesy, but his sayings of never give up and hustle, loyalty, respect really helped me be a better person. Seth Rollins got me back into wrestling in late 2021. Sami Zayn is my favorite wrestler ever and helped me realize how amazing wrestling can be and how it can make me feel, as well as being an amazing person seemingly as well. You've got good fucking vibes, Butt Boy. But the person I thank the most is a wrestler named Ace Evans, who worked for an indie I used to go to when I was younger. He was the top heel champ, and I used to hate him so much, and I would talk trash to him during intermission, and he played along, talked trash back, and that made me enjoy the shows even more. Some of my best memories of being a wrestling fan when I was younger include him, and I'm thankful he not only put up with a random kid, but engrossed him in the show and made him have so much fun. He also gave me free merch once, so I'm thankful for that too. Fucking, but yeah, I'll be honest, if you give me free shit, you're my best friend forever. That is the fucking tea. Shout out to Ace. He's a great wrestler, and when I've spoken with him recently, I've also learned that he's a really great dude as well. So if I had to pick one guy, it would be Ace Evans. Fuck yes, Ace Evans. We love some, honestly, at this point, if we're gonna go for independent wrestling talent, all of my fucking homies at New South, all of the homies at Retinal, fucking the Carnies, Donnie Primetime, even though he's a piece of shit, Cabana Man Dan, Kenzie Page, Kylie Alexa, fucking Akudo Death Society. Like, yeah, we have got, I'll be honest, the Alabama wrestling scene's about to become the greatest wrestling scene around. Braden Toon, Hunter Drake, it's about to pop the fuck off, so might as well hop on the train now. I am just saying, folks. But as far as the rest of you go, who are you thankful for? Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your different stories and your past with professional wrestling. I always love to hear what's going on in everybody's life. So yeah, leave that comment, and as always, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the holiday season. Enjoy your time with your family, or enjoy time with your found family, whatever it takes. This is the holidays. It's time to smile, it's time to celebrate, and it's time to remember that when you're a fight boy, you're a fight boy for life!